Even zero gravity can be bad for your joints. Scientific finding shows that cartilage breaks down in rats' legs on the International Space Station because muscular system wastes away from lack of use, and that's just logical, isn't it? I mean, even if we go on a car ride for a couple of hours, we get up feeling sore and we can't use our legs well enough. Now, this is on Daily Mail by Peter Lloyd. Henry Ford Hospital in Michigan put mice on a Russian spaceflight for 30 days. They found that even short spells of space affect the body and lead to early arthritis. This is because zero gravity means less weight pulls on the musculoskeletal system. Space travel could create long-term health problems for astronauts. In many aspects, research finds it damages cartilage and causes arthritis, for one. Even short spells in space affect the body, and they affect the body so much it could lead to early onset of arthritis because bones and joints interact differently in zero gravity. Previous analysis shows that living and working in space leads to many changes in the human body, including the immune system, blood pressure, and the shape of the eyes. But this first-of-a-kind study from the Henry Ford Hospital in Michigan adds to a growing body of research about the health effects of spaceflight on the skeleton. Now you can imagine the tremendous amounts of changes in the human body when it's in space for an extended amount of time. Now, scientists put mice on a Russian rocket for 30 days and found early signs of cartilage breakdown when they returned, and it's because of zero gravity. The zero gravity conditions in space mean less weight is pulling down on the musculoskeletal system. This was funded by a $100,000 NASA grant, and a new study analyzed molecular changes in the cartilage of mice. The mice had spent a month in an animal research enclosure aboard an unnamed Russian Bion M1 spacecraft back in 2013. These results were compared to mice observed on Earth during the same period. The video footage taken of the mice shows them floating around in their enclosure during the day and struggling to climb over at each night. They also found it difficult to hang on to a grate inside the enclosure. In comparison, the mice on Earth showed no discernible cartilage degradation. So you can understand, like for 30 days, this much of a damage is just astonishing. The study found that the cartilage change in the space mice were similar to humans who suffer from osteoarthritis. Osteoarthritis is the most common form of arthritis. It causes joints to become painful and stiff, and while it cannot be cured, symptoms can be alleviated by creams and ointments. Now, it's published online in journal Microgravity, and the study says, of course, more research is needed before humans make trips to Mars in the future. Lead author Dr. Jamie Fitzgerald, is the head of musculoskeletal genetics in Henry Ford's Department of Orthopedic Surgery, and he says, overall, we can say that after 30 days of microgravity, the process of cartilage degrading began. We saw changes in the gene expression that were consistent with cartilage breakdown. When there's no gravity pulling down, the cartilage is not able to maintain its structure and its integrity. The most dramatic example of the atrophy of muscle and demineralization of the bones that occurs during spaceflight. So you can imagine, it's not just the cartilage, it's also the bones. I can imagine that has an effect on everything. If it has an effect on the shape of the eyes, it probably has an effect on the blood. Now, on Earth, every time you take a step to walk, you're loading that cartilage. In space, there's very little of that. When that loading is removed due to weightlessness and near zero gravity in space, these tissues begin to degrade. If this were to happen to humans, given enough time, it would lead to major joint problems. So Dr. Fitzgerald also added that although the muscle and bone loss is reversed when the astronauts return to Earth, cartilage is a tissue that repairs very poorly, he says. He said, because cartilage in humans does not readily repair, the return to Earth could potentially bring long-term health problems. The International Space Station, the ISS, is a $100 billion science engineering laboratory orbiting 250 miles above Earth. It's been permanently staffed by rotating crews of astronauts and cosmonauts since November 2000. Research conducted aboard the ISS many times requires one or more of the unusual conditions present in low Earth orbit, such as low gravity or oxygen. The ISS studies investigated human research, space medicine, life sciences, physical sciences, astronomy, and meteorology. And the U.S. Space Agency, NASA, spends about $3 billion annually on the space station program. It's a level of funding that is endorsed by the Trump administration and Congress. A U.S. House of Representatives committee that oversees NASA has begun looking at whether to extend the program beyond 2024. Well, I should think so. If not, what does it do? It just terminates? That would be astonishing. Now, alternatively, the money could be used to speed up planned human space initiatives to the moon and to Mars. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.